What's up, everybody? This is your girl CC with WIB Magazine, and I got my co-host Mickey Monday on the line. How are you today?
I'm doing well. How about yourself, C?
I'm good. Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday.
Yes. Happy Tuesday indeed.
Well, tell us who we got on the line with us today.
Yeah, we actually have, a good friend of mine. I met him through another friend, but he's a very talented artist. And I wanted to give him an opportunity to, tell us more about his projects and his work. This is Cooley. Cooley's from the area that I'm from, so why not, have a better introduction than that? From DC, from the DMV. So,
Okay.
so what's going on, man?
What's going on with y'all? Thank y'all for having me, man.
Absolutely. Thank you for coming.
Thanks for interviewing with us. Well, he already told us that you're from the DMV area, so tell us more who Cooley is.
Yes, ma'am. Cooley is your neighborhood Spider-Man, your neighborhood homie, your neighborhood wingman. Pretty much, I'm not above the people. I'm one of the people. Those personalities that we grow up with that aren't super spoken to as far as just being a cool person or upright. I really speak from that perspective. So that's me.
Okay. Well, what inspired you to become a rapper?
Oh, so I always had this dislike of Lil Bow Wow, not Bow Wow, but Lil Bow Wow, because my mother used to be pressed about him when he started rapping. So I was like, I could do this too. So I started practicing there, but it didn't become a passion of mine until I actually got to college, and I was in my suite. My roommate was a rapper that had like the whole studio set up. Yeah, producers coming, and just seeing his work ethic really pushed me to say, if I want this, go get it.
Okay. Mickey Monday.
Yeah, sorry, I got a little feedback here, but so really quick, cool. Just coming off your second album, While Waiting to Die, which is a really good project, by the way.
Thank you.
You're welcome, brother. What are some of your outline goals that you would like to accomplish for the remainder of the year?
For the remainder of the year is effectively growing my fan base. Just growing the fan base.
Okay.
Just being more intimate with the fan base.
Right. All right.
Okay. So what made you even pick that title though? Waiting to Die. What's the meaning of that title, and why would you pick that kind of title?
All right. So I've been working on this album for 2 years, and I picked While Waiting to Die as a play off of Ready to Die by Biggie. So when Biggie made that album, pretty much he was already set into who he was as far as being a street nigga, being the number one rapper. That's me. And telling the story of While Waiting to Die, since I'm telling the story of my actual own upcoming, it was a lot of, I speak to a lot of things that happened that because I didn't speak up or made a choice for myself, it ended up going ways that I wouldn't have picked for myself. So instead of being active in that choice like Big was, I more so was just, wow, I was just waiting for something to happen. I didn't think I was going to make it past 18, living the life that I live. And I knew that, but at the same time, it's the only life I knew. So I was just waiting to die.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Powerful. So just looking back at your career as a whole and how you've crafted your sound, I know you more for your lyricism, you know what I'm saying, and your concepts, just how you piece everything together. But what do you think sets you apart from a lot of the artists in the DMV?
It's so many different artists that have their own thing that they're great at. It's kind of hard to say, one particular thing. If I had to put on it, it's the presence.
Okay.
I'm not out the way. I mean, I live in LA, but as you see, it ain't nothing to come back home to get back in touch with the community and stuff like that. So I was present.
Okay.
So what do you see yourself in the next couple of years?
Oh, next couple of years, hip hop best new artist, BET. I'm gonna have a Grammy nomination, if not 1, 2. I definitely see me changing the sound of the DMV rap culture especially the DC rap culture. I plan on being here a while, and I'm gonna be in spots that you're gonna have to. That's how it's gonna go.
Okay. We're
Okay,
gonna hold you to
okay.
that, man. The platform is here, so you said it here first.
Yeah, man. Check back on this one. This recorded too, so check back.
Exactly.
Okay, okay. So who is somebody you would want to collab with?
So artist wise, there's no super preference because I like the randomness of whoever comes to the studio, whatever vibe they bring. We just make something out of that. But as far as like a planned thing, if I could work with any producer that I wanted to work with, it would be Kenny Beats. Just seeing his process is so organic and fun. I feel like it would bring the best out of me as an artist.
Awesome.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say his you pay attention to like his Twitch streams and the live.
Oh yeah, I watched
Okay.
the cable. Yeah.
All right, that's what's up. That's what's up. So speaking of like being a producer or having I guess having a spectrum of a media that is easy and consumable.
Mm-hmm.
Have you picked up anything lately during the pandemic that would allow you to be able to give back to your fan base, or have you done anything, you know what I mean, to contribute to giving your listeners something to look forward to while you're still working on your next project?
No doubt. Okay. So and during this time, what I've been telling anybody listening to me or asking questions is to play your part as you can. So all of us can't be out there protesting because, you definitely understand that some people are the head of their households, and if they die that night, a whole family goes into the trash. So we all pick our different ways as far as to support the movement, whether to those who aren't out there, are ignorant, supporting people as far as like providing water to protesters, things like that. Protesting in LA, when I came home, pretty much the climate had changed. Definitely had calmed down, but being home, I felt it appropriate to create music that spoke to not how I'm feeling, but more so how the community feeling. Story 30, 40 years from now, and they need to know, exactly how you felt in this moment, because that's going to be the difference. The movement back then, because we didn't have social media or so much media, period, documenting everything, it was
Right.
possible to keep that happened. We just read in the history books what the worst things was. But at this now, it's like everybody getting caught. Everybody got evidence now. So it's like, how much longer can people ignore voices of people saying this ain't right, this ain't right, right? Whether it's through art or through physical participation or through educating yourself, make sure that your voice is heard. Make sure that you let the people around you know, your community, your social community, everybody, that you're not going to stand for injustice, and it doesn't have to be you out blowing up police cars or anything like that. Contribute how you feel comfortable contributing.
So what do you think needs to change in the world right now?
Because the government works in two different ways as far as being Republican or Democratic, or even third party. The fact that they don't come together as one party to strengthen the people has always been evidence to me that the people's best interest is not what the government is after. So I've been a firm believer of self-governing, awareness, as well as raising your own communities. The fact that we are dependent upon these people comes from our inability to sustain our own communities, neighborhoods, and economic system. So once we can do that, our dependency on the government minimizes.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah, that's strong, man. I mean, honestly, I think a
Yeah.
lot of people forget that the government is a representation of the people. You know what I'm saying? And without the people, the government can't really do much as they think they can, because they need us to push a lot of the bills and a lot of the paperwork or legislation that goes through to get to the House of Representatives and Congress, unless it's something that's been shot straight up. If it's an executive order, it's shot straight up. You know what I mean? So I think it's good that people have that kind of education that like you mentioned before, and they are able to, be more involved and depending less on those two political heads to, govern the body of people. Yeah, for sure. But just moving back to music, I know you have a couple of influences that you kind of keep close to, like Biggie's one, Wu-Tang,
Yes, sir.
Crazy. So
Yeah.
what would you say would be the most inspirational album to you that's not in the rap or hip hop genre?
The most inspirational album that I've heard that was not in rap or hip hop genre was, what's the name of it? What's the name? Because I ain't trying to butcher nobody's name, but it's an album by Tame Impala. I can't think of the name right, but
what year did it come out?
This not even. Oh, it's probably like 2014 to 2015.
I think you probably thinking of Currents.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's it.
Yeah, I love that album too, so that's why I know.
Yeah. So for a long time I was just only on hip hop. I knew gospel, I went to church and go because I was from the city, but it was only hip hop for me. So it wasn't in those realms. I really wasn't listening. But you get to a point when you finding beats or working on new things that new outside of your genre appeal to. And one day the homie Golly, shout out to Golly, he had played Tame Impala, and it was just like every beat I wanted to rap on, every beat I wanted to say something, but then it would be like, some vocals on there on some tracks, or some tracks would be just straight instrumental, but they were just focusing on the sound. And that of musicality I didn't have in myself. I was just focused on lyrics and bars and making good stories, but like the actual together, the cohesiveness, I got that from listening to Tame Impala.
Okay.
I was gonna say it's funny you mentioned that because I don't know if you remember, but Atlanta, the show by Donald Glover, he used a Tame Impala song in his show, or more so in the advertisements. But I don't think people really caught on to that. I think that's how Tame Impala got so popular, because a lot of people were tuned in at that time because Donald Glover having a successful album because of the internet, and then having this project coming on FXX. I think it was a really big move for him. But I think we're going to move over to our trivia questions. So if you're ready, I'm saying, we're going to put you to the test. So mine it's not necessarily it's not a hard pressing one. It's really simple. And my trivia question is, what would be the best piece of advice that someone's ever given to you?
Man, the best advice someone has ever given me was don't chase the money. Man, don't chase the money. It sounds crazy in the moment because when you hear it, it's like, bro, we all need money. And then even the person explaining it to me, they was like, I sound funny saying it, but because I've come to live through that statement and get to the other side of what it means, I'm telling you that because of the value in it. And me walking in my right now, I've come to understand what that actual sentiment means. It's just more so if you put a value on everything that you do, or a dollar value on everything that you do, sooner or later it will lose actual value to you, because once you acquire money or you acquire that value in something else, then that thing will lose value. But if you focus on creating pieces that are priceless to you, or pieces that will never lose value to you, they actually appreciate over time, and then their worth is appreciated through other people. It's like investing in your own sound. If you do what's popular, of course you'll get the looks now, and you'll get the quick fans, but the people that end up staying, that end up actually growing your revenue and stuff, they're there for the art that you create, that only you can create. So being patient with yourself and giving yourself that time to actually, cultivate what you're doing. That's the meaning behind don't chase the dollar.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, that was nice.
Yeah. My trivia question is, if you can open up for one of these three artists, who would it be? Freddie Gibbs, Pusha T, or Joyner Lucas?
Woo! Man, it's between Gibbs and Push, and I'm leaning more Push just cause, man, to be cold that long, bruh, that's ooh, man, that's something different. The Clips era was one thing, but when Push actually started rapping by himself, the empire that he built throughout just rap, period, whether it was Daytona, Alone in Vegas, uh, man, it's crazy. Yeah, it would be Push.
Okay. Okay.
and and what is something inspirational that you could give to the followers also for them to continue on their journey of being an artist?
If you have not read the book The Alchemist, read the book The Alchemist. It is fun. It is absolutely fundamental to an artist's upbringing, because we all get to that point where we feel like we the best or the peak at our craft and not achieving the things that we want. But that book will give you some insight that another person probably can't.
And repeat that. What's the name of that book again?
Yes, ma'am. The Alchemist by Coelho.
Okay, I read that book. Actually, I just read that book about 2 months ago. It was really, really good. I'm a bookworm, so everybody was talking about that book, and I was like, let me get that book. It was really, really good. I finished it in a couple hours.
Yeah.
That book.
Yeah, it was. It was really, really deep. So that book is an inspirational book for a lot of people. I agree with that.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm glad that was your answer too, because I had a question about what books have you been reading lately or whatever, because you know, she has a book club too, and like she said, she's a bookworm, but it's just things just happen just to fall in place. So that's perfect.
So I always keep The Alchemist in rotation, and I always keep The Tao of Blue by RZA in rotation. But some new pieces that I'm reading are The Prince by Machiavelli, The 48 Laws of Power, and Mastery.
Okay, I read 48 Laws of Power. It took me forever to read it because the words are so little. But it is a powerful book. It's really powerful. But I wish it would have just been like bigger words, as it took me forever and ever. But I mean, it's really, really powerful. So I agree. That's another good book to read.
Mm-hmm. And then the same author, he has a book called Mastery, pretty much that speaks to mastering your craft, whatever it is, the actual steps you need to take in order to get there. So I got a whole lot more work to go, but I feel like I'm on the right path now after reading that book, or starting to read that book, right?
Well, that's awesome. Well, I want to say congrats on your journey and congrats on everything you're doing, and definitely keep reading. Reading is fundamental and is very powerful. So I definitely want to say that.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you very much.
And don't call me ma'am. But tell everybody where they can follow you at.
Absolutely. You can follow me anywhere on social media at Cooley 47 Music. That's COOLEY 47 Music. Spell it like you went to school. Or you can hit me up on the website at Cooley47.com. Again, that's COOLEY 47 Music. You can follow me anywhere, everywhere. I'm on all streaming sites. I'm on YouTube. Look me up.
Okay, and do you have any other projects that you're about to release
Uh,
this year?
So I was told I can't go that deep into what we plan to do as far as releasing, but I can say yes. So I can say yes. I got stuff coming for the end of the year.
Okay, so everybody make sure y'all tune in
Yes,
and watch out for the new stuff that's coming out online. Got you.
Cool.
Well, Mickey Monday, anything else you want to say before we get off?
No, that was it, man. Like Cece said, man, thank you. And I wish you success on everything, man. I was actually with them the other day, you know, and
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? We had something cooking up, you know, because I'm doing my music production thing now. So, you know, he's got something on the way, but I can't say much about it either because, you know, it's still in the works. But
Yes, sir.
but yeah, man. So
Okay.
yeah, like I said, man, I appreciate you, brother.
Man, I appreciate you.
Definitely.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
All right.
All right. Well, you have a happy Tuesday. You be
You as
safe
well.
out there.
Absolutely. You guys too.
Thank you, bro. You
All
as
right.
Well. All right. Peace.
All right.
Boy, what you know? Rufus boy, let me love boy, what you know? Rufus boy, let me love boy, what you know?